Shalom, when I start off, souls by giving no praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kwadash, double honors to the apostles of great millstone, and honors to brothers doing the work of the most in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh's real name, with whom the world eagerly calls God, Jehovah. Yahweh, his real name is Yahweh. The son's true name is Yahweh Shine, when we pray Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Birmingham in, having then Shah, meaning names Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. This one is from iFairsCanada.com. Says the title is The US drops an average of 46 bombs a day. Why should the world see us as a force for peace? This is originally from July 18th, 2023. I'm going to read into it, get some precepts, and see where the spirit leads. This is the Pentagon has finally published its first air power summary since President Biden took office nearly a year ago. Right, these monthly reports have been published since 2007 to document the number of bombs and missiles dropped by the US-led air forces in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria since 2004. So of course this doesn't even we all know that this won't include any covert operations, right? And it's actually going to touch on that, okay? And it won't certainly that's the point. It won't involve any covert operations. It won't certainly be the full truth, right? Because this man is not about truth, right? This is Psalms 58 from verse 3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, right? Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They're like the deaf adder that stoppeth their ear, which not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. So the point there that I wanted is the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Because he's just a liar. Okay. This is what it was when Yahushua was speaking to them wicked Israelites. Right, he says this, right? Now Yahushua is speaking to Israelites and he's referring to this devil. Right, he says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in truth, because there is no truth in him. Right? When he speaketh lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. Okay, so whenever you see numbers and stats, that Esau, gives, you always got to, query that information, right? Knowing that this man is the devil, right? You can't take anything that he says at face value, okay? Because he's always got an ulterior motive. So I'll just jump on that real quick. This is Psalms 55 and 21. Says the words of his mouth were smooth than butter, but war was in his heart. Right, so he'll tell you what you need to know. Right, but he's got a plan, and that plan usually involves your death. Right, especially if you're a Jake. Right, it says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Right, so once again, even that's touching on this idea of this man's just about death. Right, he's about killing. Right, he doesn't mind spilling blood. In fact, we can grab this real quick. In reference to what, for instance, what Esau has done to the children of Israel, right? He says, Ezekiel 35 and 5 says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamities, and in the time that their iniquity had an end, right? And that's it. This man doesn't, mind spilling blood, especially the blood of the children of Israel. He loves it. I said, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. And this is the point that I wanted. Right, sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Right, so this devil, he doesn't hate blood. Right, he doesn't mind killing. That's just who he is. Right, he is as death and cannot be satisfied. Right, which we're gonna read into that later. Okay. So let's carry on back in here. It says, but President Trump stopped publishing them after February 2020, shrouding continued US bombing in secrecy. So over the past 20 years, as documented in the table below, US and allied air forces have dropped more than 337,000 bombs and missiles on other countries. Right, that's an average of 46 strikes per day for 20 years. Right, this endless bombardment has not only been deadly and devastating for its victims, but is broadly recognized as seriously undermining international peace and security, and diminishing America's standing in the world. Right, because people are starting to look down on this, on America. Right, it's like, bro, like people are like, bro, like, what are you doing? Right, scriptures speak about this. This is Habakkuk 2:16, it says, "Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory." Because, and that's just with these Edomite nations in general, right? They want to come in front of everyone and be like, "Oh, look, we're so great. Oh, look, we're so great." But the Spirit's had it whereby over the last periods, the last couple of years, more and more people are like, "Yeah, but how did you do that?" Right? By by thieving, robbing, stealing, right, and subjugating the different nations, right, throughout the world. Okay, so once again, more and more people are starting to just be like, "Bro, f this devil." Right, you're not the bastion of peace. You're the devil. Right, it's like, oh. This is of the past. You read that. So it says the U.S. government and political establishment have been remarkably successful at keeping the American public in the dark about the horrific consequences of these long-term campaigns of mass destruction, right? Because this devil likes doing things in the dark, right? We learned that, yeah, when the scripture says when the morning is light, they practice because they have these ideas, they have these secret councils, right? That they all get together and then they plan, "Oh, we're gonna do this, or we're gonna do that," right? And then when they get given, when they basically plan to execute these things, right? Which the scriptures do say that the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. When they get ready to execute these things, right? That's then they do it, right? But they make things appear to be, all organic, right? But really, they've been plotting to do these things. In fact, let's prove that. This is Psalm 64:2 says, "Hiding from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." Right? Now, we understand that they have lots of different counsels. Okay? This is Job 5:14 says, "They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night." Right? So he once again has all of these different plans, right? But one of the things he has gotten power from over the years is secrecy, right? Hiding what it is that he's doing. But through the spirit and power of the Lord, right? Those secrets, right, are being exposed, because he will try to do damage control, try to let out certain things, right? That they think they're in control over. However, the Lord is the one that, for instance, for one, he puts the spirit in, different men, right, to be able to decipher whether certain things that he's putting out is real or fake. Okay, so he may be trying to throw people off the scent, right? But the scripture says this. This is um, this is 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." So we're not ignorant of the things that Esau's planning and doing. Right? We understand exactly the we understand exactly Wagwan. Right? We understand through the spirit, right? We're able to decipher when Esau's playing just blatant tricks, right? So yeah, let's carry on. In fact, I wanted to get something in this as well on that point. This is Psalm 64:8, right? It says, "So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away." Right? And that's one of the things that has basically made look worse and worse over the years. The different whistleblowers, right? The different information that's coming out. Right, for instance, all of this stuff. When you look at this, an average of 46 bombs a day, and we understand that it's going to be significantly more than that, and it's going to explain that. Right, so let's carry on. Right, it says, "And now, even in the face of Taliban takeover in Afghanistan, they are doubling down on their success at selling this counterfactual narrative, right? Selling, right? So propaganda, right? Which I believe I remember looking into this word before, but basically going into to propagate, right? In fact, I've got the etym online here. I don't have it, but that's it, right? Basically meaning to propagate. So it says the narrative to American public to reignite their old Cold War with Russia and China, dramatically and predictably increasing the risk of nuclear war, right? Which we understand that is going to happen. You get people that scoff and think it won't happen, right? But the Most High wills for it to happen, okay? says the new air power summary data reveal that the United States has dropped another 3,246 bombs and missiles on Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, 2,068 under Trump and 1,178 under Biden since Feb 2020. So the good news is that the US bombing of these three countries has significantly decreased from the over 12,000 bombs and missiles it dropped on them in 2019. In fact, since the withdrawal of US occupation forces from Afghanistan in August, the US military has officially conducted no airstrikes there. And there's a point why it says officially not conducted any. It says and only dropped 13 bombs on or missiles on Iraq and Syria. Although this does not preclude additional unreported strikes by forces under CIA command or control, right? So, and that's one again is that thing of understanding that when Esau gives you numbers, right, when he gives you information, we've got to filter that information from the lens that this is the devil, right? And he ain't gonna tell you the truth. He's always gonna try and make things not look too bad. For instance, one thing that I always remember is when you watch the Panama Deception, right? Originally the US was like, oh yeah, only 200 people, died in that invasion. Then it was like, maybe it was like 2,000, right? But the locals are like, bro, it was more like 20,000. So he never tells the truth. Goes on to say Trump and Biden both deserve credit, yada yada. So I was just thinking if there was any more in here. I'll just show the graph, right? So you got all of this, and also if I remember, I'll put the link in the description, right? So you see all of this, right? Once again, just proving that this man is the devil. Okay, so it says these figures are based on U.S. air power summaries for Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria, right? The Bureau of Investigative Journalism count of drone strikes in Pakistan, Somalia, and Yemen. The Yemen Data Project's count of bombs and missiles dropped on Yemen through September 2021. The new America Foundation's database of foreign airstrikes in Libya and other sources. Right, there are several categories of airstrikes that are not included in this table, meaning that the true number of weapons unleashed are certainly higher. Right, and one of the things as well is it's not counting proxies. Okay, so when I see that this is where this is written, and let me see if they have. So I mean, this only has data on 2021, but it's like, would they count? The proxy wars that they're funding in Ukraine in this number? Because officially it's Ukraine that's doing it, but it's all American weapons, right? With American backing and impetus, right? It says helicopter strikes, right? AC-130 gunships, right? Which I saw a picture of that, man. They call this the Angel of Death, right? Because basically when it sprays all of, the munitions, it looks like this. You see, it looks like an angel, right? Because ultimately Esau trusts in that, rather the death thing, that depiction of an angel, because Esau ultimately trusts in that sword, in that weapon, right? Because it is his blessing, right? Strafing runs, and encounter insurgency and counter terror operations in other parts of the world, right? And that's it. So let's grab some more pieces, right? This is Genesis 27 from 38. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, right? So here it is, this little devil, right? He sells his birthright, and then he gets annoyed, right? When and blessing, and then gets annoyed when, our father Isaac basically didn't have anything, right? So it says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So he was basically giving a blessing of the sword, right, from our forefather Isaac, right, which if you can receive it, that is Yahushua, the reincarnation. So when you're looking and just seeing Esau basically doing this all throughout the world, right? One thing you can understand is that this is just who he is. This is what he was designed to do. This is what was made for him to do. Oh snap! No, close to accident. Right? This is Revelation 6:4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon, Slovakia, to take peace from earth, in that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Right? And why was that horse red representative of Edom? Right? It says, and power has been given him to him to take peace. Right? This is Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? So the Lord is the one that gave Esau this power. The Lord has set this man up. Scripture says he setteth up kings. Right? I don't know if I have that as a precept here. And I don't have a precept here, right? But the scripture says that the Most High setteth up kings. Okay, so Esau's in power, so the Most High made him in power, right? And he used that power, he's abused that power, to greatly take peace from the earth. Because once again, if this is what can be found out from quote unquote official avenues, right? How much higher is the true tally? Right, they're not making all of those. Lockheed Martin isn't so damn expensive for nothing. All right, not expensive, but so rich for nothing. Right? This is Habakkuk 2:5 says he also, because he transgresseth by wine. That's his philosophies, right? Because when he's not killing a man with a bomb, he's killing a man, by subversion, right, in his own household. Right, when you look at certain of these policies that Esau pushes, they're policies of death, right? Feminism, right? The alphabet stuff. Salakia. Okay. So it goes on to say, neither keepeth at home. And that's it. We're like, why is this American Humvee, right, in these lands? Okay. It says, who enlargeth his desires, hell, because that's the thing with Trump, man. Trump will let you know. It's like, we should have kept letting you know exactly what that whole, thing was really about. It says, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, so this man is as death. Okay. And then I'll read Isaiah 14:4. It says, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Right? Because that's what this empire has just been doing. It's just been oppressing people. It's just been oppressing people. Right? And this is it. People will tolerate Esau. People tolerate the Edomite. All right, but what does the scripture say? It says, forget where it is. This is Romans 8:19 says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. Right, so ultimately creation, like the entirety of creation, which we're going to touch on that as well in Isaiah 14, but the entirety of creation is waiting for this Edomite to go down, because this Edomite brings nothing but death. Right. So we carry on. Isaiah 14:5 says, Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nation in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. Right? So it's been going all throughout the world, just like striking, just once again, just doing too much, right? Complete subjugation. Right? Do as I say, or else these bombs will come and bring democracy to you. So the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Right? So that's it. The world is waiting, right, for this devil to be basically put down. Right? Scripture says in Proverbs 29, right, when the righteous are in authority, the people mourn. So like saying when the let me just get it. This is Proverbs 29:2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. Right? People are mourning. Right? You speak to people all throughout the world, and for some reason, for something, they're mourning, because he has created, this system such that only he, and even in that the elites of E right, are the ones that are benefiting. Okay? This is verse 8. It says, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. This is Jeremiah 50:23. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? And you got a saying in the world that says, everything to a hammer looks like a nail. Like, that's just the only a way of looking at a solution, right? Bring out the military, bring out the big guns, right? That's the nature of this Edomite. Okay, this is Micah 2:1. It's woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Once again, the Lord has given this devil the power to do what it is that he does with impunity. Okay. Now, when you really look at what he was doing over there in Iraq and Afghanistan, they tried to use 9/11 as a thing, but then officially speaking, they basically blame that on the Saudis, right? They basically saying that or to be, because I know the suspects, they were like, oh, they're Saudi, man. So it's like, what happened? So why did you end up in Iraq and Afghanistan, right? Once again, showing you that it's all a game. Esau moves with impunity because he's been given the power, right? You just just need to fact check that, because I forget the who they officially blamed it on, but I do believe it was the Saudis, so I will just fact check that, right? It says, and they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage. Once again, linking nicely with Habakkuk, the second chapter, right? They see something somewhere, and they're like, look, man, we want it, right? The guy says no. And he goes, no, lie, I don't think you understand. When I say I want it, it means I'm going to have it. And that's this Edomite. Right, last piece of Psalms 140. Right, it says, deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. Right, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. Right, so that's this man's spirit. Right, that was his blessing. Right, but yeah, I just wanted to share that. Right, so as always, that was edifying. Till next time, we say shalom.